Shalom, Kal Halalim, La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS, who rule well and who I learned this truth from. And salutations and blessings to you hopeful elect, you brothers and sisters out there. I'm going to start off with 2 Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Verse 6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And, I brought this out because what I'm going to bring out in this lesson, Lord's will, I don't get flagged or whatever, but, man, this wickedness, that's coming out, that's seeping out, right, that you people are protesting about Balenciaga and John Podesta and all these guys. There's so much scum under the pot or at the bottom. And now, not now, but in the middle, in the top, and you got the cover, the lid on top, but it's seeping out, You people think that it goes as deep as, some top leaders in the corporate world, some CEOs. This thing goes deep beyond measure. And when this thing fully blows out, first of all, majority of you people, you're not going to be able to handle it. We're living in a time of great wickedness, great evil, man. And we've been telling you this through our apostles and elders on down. We've been telling you this for decades, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. What I'm going to bring out is disturbing, man. If you, like I said in my previous video, there's certain levels that brothers or measures that certain men have, and we're all vessels, and we can be measured up to a certain degree. If you're not into the depths of the wickedness of this shit, I wouldn't recommend watching this video. But nonetheless, the truth has to come out, and the truth is far more disturbing than you can imagine. But anyway, let's go to this. This is brother sent this. It was an article. I screenshotted it. It's from yourchildren.com, titled or dated April 19th, 2023. The UN is pushing a report that declares PE, etc., is a human right. Okay, so when I seen this, I'm like, there was the full report, so you can download the full report. You can type this in, go on this website, get the full report. I got the full report, and I'm going to read the highlight, the point of it, right? And by the way, I had to highlight this. I'm not going to do it that way, this way. I'll just read it here. You can see this. Just for anybody wondering, who is this report made by? Some whoever. No. It says composed of 60 eminent judges and lawyers from all regions of the world. The International Commission of Jurists promotes and protects human rights through the rule of law. And we have to remember this devil, he doesn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Right? He has his own law. And really he exercises the sword. Okay? He exercises the sword, and when the law is convenient for him, that's when it's executed. Or when it's at a disconvenience for you is also when it's executed. And that's why I say this whole thing, it goes deeper than top CEOs or some people that are billionaires or trillionaires that you don't hear about. This goes down to the judges, to the sheriffs, to the lawyers, to the general attorneys, district attorney, all these degenerates, man, who are part of certain cults and have taken oaths and are part of different sects, whatever group you want to call you, whatever degenerate group of Skull and Bones or whatever kind of Rosicrucian, you're all connected, the higher ups. Let me see. By using its unique legal expertise to develop and strengthen national and international justice systems established in 1952 and active on 5 continents, the ICJ, which is the International Commission of Jurists, aims to ensure the progressive development and effective implementation of international human rights and international humanitarian law, secure the realization of civil, cultural, economic, political, and social rights, safeguard. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? That sounds like they're really for you. Safeguard the separation of powers and guarantee the independence of the judiciary and legal profession. Okay? Copyright by Degenerate International, whatever. These guys are all degenerates, man. But I just wanted to read that just to show you who this report was composed by. Okay? 60 eminent judges and lawyers from around the world. Okay, this is it right here. The March 8th Principles for a Human Rights-Based Approach to Criminal Law, proscribing conduct associated with sex, reproduction, drug use, HIV, homelessness, and poverty. Now, this video shouldn't get me censored because this is a United Nations, let me see, or the International Commission of Jurists, which has jurisdiction on this continent. So this is law on this continent, so there should be no reason why this video should get flagged. Anyway, Principle 16, right? You can go, I said, download the whole article, the report, but this is on number 16. Consensual sexual conduct. Consensual sexual conduct, irrespective of the type of sexual activity, the sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression of the people involved, or their marital status, may not be criminalized in any circumstances. Consensual same-sex as well as consensual different sex sexual relations, or consensual sexual relations with or between trans, non-binary, and other gender diverse people, or outside marriage, whether premarital or extramarital, may therefore never be criminalized, which that's a sin against the Most High. That goes against the Bible. But that's already yesterday's news. Okay, for today's news, it says, with respect to the enforcement of law, of criminal law, pay attention, right? With respect to the enforcement of criminal law, any prescribed minimum age of consent to sex must be applied in a non-discriminatory manner. What are they calling these people? All right, they're not calling them by the P word anymore. They're not calling them sexual predators. They're calling them minor attracted persons, or MAP. Okay, and this is what's happening. This is what's going on. They're watering down the terms. So basically, when they push these laws, anybody that speaks against these kind of degenerates, you're going to be speaking against, or you're going to be in violation of hate crime or discrimination, right? Or sexual preference discrimination, whatever they want to enforce, right? Enforcement may not be linked to the sex, gender of participants, or age of consent to marriage. Moreover, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law. In this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacity of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct, and their right to be heard in matters concerning them pursuant to their involvement. Hey man, this shit makes me want to throw up just reading it. Pursuant to their involving capacities and progressive autonomy, persons under 18 years of age should participate in decisions affecting them with due regard to their age, maturity, and best interest, and with specific attention to non-discrimination guarantees. Basically, they're saying, look, we're not going to have age of consent, okay, blatantly or not blatantly, watered down, right? They're telling you, look, we're going to get to a point where they have to make up their own damn mind. And basically, if there's no law so-called protecting these children, because it's not just, a 16, 17. We're not talking about that, man. We're talking about prepubescent or freshly new adolescent pubescent children. Okay? This is what they want to do, you know? And then check this out. This is from another point. In light of the above, the principles below are intended to offer a clear, accessible, and operational legal framework and practical legal guidance based on general principles of criminal law and international human rights law and standards on the application of the criminal law to conduct associated with sexual and reproductive health and rights, including abortion. I'm going to go down here. B. Consensual sexual activities, including in such contexts as sex outside marriage, same-sex relations, adolescent sexual activity, and sex work. Okay? Degeneracy, man. Complete fucking degeneracy. May Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachakudash destroy this place, man. Alright? Shalak Rayam La Babal Wa Gawayam Wa Adawam Babakusha 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 Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachakudash. Alright? May destruction come unto you people, man. Alright? Pushing this madness. But nonetheless, we're at the end times, man. This is how you know we're at the fucking end times. I just read to you. I didn't read to you something from InfoWars. I didn't read to you, from, what's that one called? Forget the name, man. Naturalnews.com. I didn't read from some conspiratorial website. This is from lawyers and judges, man. Okay? Now, you gotta understand. Look at all these, I'm going to show some artwork by this one degenerate Finnish artist. All right? She's from Finland. Okay, but these are the types of artwork these people like, and they hang in their houses, and they go to art museums and galleries, and they observe and buy these things, right? Look at what kind of degenerate people is this, man. This is her, and I'm not gonna make any comment as to what kind of pictures these are, man, but this is some real degenerate, bottom of the fucking pot scum, and like I said, you can go on Google and look these things up, man. All right. Anyway, Revelation 18:3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Now this is referring to Babylon the Great, America, meaning all these other nations, all these kings, right? They have more or less adopted the American way of life, right? It adopted the American dollar, the petrodollar. It like I said, more or less adopts its philosophies, its doctrines, its laws, culture, right? So majority of these nations, first of all these countries pretty much at one point or another depended on either the IMF, America, UN, right? So all these nations have been in bed with America, right? They all got to pop the harlot, man. But now they're finding out they got diseases. Okay, their life is being drained out of them, right? And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? Because America, that's really the top business on the planet for all kinds of things, and you can go all the way down for the different things that it trades in. It's business, it's commerce. All right. It says import, right? America's is a very big import nation, right? It exports, but majority is import, right? That means all these nations, they do business with America. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues, right? That's when the angel actually comes, Yahushai comes, and the angels, and you're going to hear a voice, and the elect are going to get beamed up. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities, man. You're seeing it right now, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So you're seeing it happen with children's the libraries, right? The books, children's books, right? What these kids are reading, right? You're seeing the all these different drag queens and different nuances, different agendas that are being pushed, right? The kids are next, man. Okay, the children are next, and this is not a thing that just started after COV. It's not a thing that started in 2020, or it's a thing that's been pushing. There's a organization, right, you brothers and sisters, you can type in. It's called NAMBLA, and it's been established from the early 90s, I believe. early to mid 90s. It's on Wiki. There's a Wikipedia article. It's official. It's not a conspiracy. North American Man Boy Lover Association, right? So this place is the sins have reached unto heaven, man. Okay, and that was pretty much it. I wanted to bring out that report. You know, like I said, right now we're in a time where, first of all, you have these different. You people are under different conditions. Esau works psychologically, you know. So, you know, a lot of people, you have Stockholm syndrome. Brothers bring that out. You have Hegelian dialectic and being imposed upon you, you know. And that's actually a good lesson to go into these different conditions. The most recent one I've found is one called normalcy conditioning, or normalcy condition. You have another one called the Overton window, which I'm going to bring up. All right, so this is the time we're living in. This is Overton window is the range of policies politically acceptable to the mainstream population at a given time. It is also known as the window of discourse. See, so this is how it works. Up top, it starts with look, or at the bottom, right? It's a spectrum. Unthinkable. Oh my God. Legalizing PDO, legalizing or abolishing age of consent. Unthinkable. And then it becomes radical, right? Then it becomes acceptable. Then it actually becomes sensible. Oh, this is people always live like this. It's a natural. It's a natural instinct. You know, you can't be prejudicial against someone that's attracted to a prepubescent child. You can't be judgmental, right? Popular policy, then it becomes law. This is how this thing works, man. And all these different things that they got you to accept basically went through this same process. The boogers, right? Right? A mole, back in the day, you got a fine, you got a charge, you went to jail. You actually went to jail, man. Then you got a fine. Then it became policy. They said, look, we got to accept these people. We actually got to protect them. We got to give them protection. Now it's the Trans Van Dams, the Transformers, right? We got to make policy to accept them and then protect them. All right, non-judgmental zone, safe space, safe zone, all this shit, right? Now it's the next stage. And that's how you know you're at the end, because you cannot go any friggin' lower, man, than this fucking degeneracy. All right, anyway, I hope you're edified. Read about this. I'm not going to go into it, but check this out. This is pretty good, you know. Overton window, just another way of, pushing things out. Ka halalim la Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well, and blessings, and may Yahweh Bashem Yahushai increase your faith to the elect, Akim and Aquathium. All right, Shalom.